There are many notable Scots, from scientists and inventors to architects and literary greats. One of these was the economist Adam Smith. Adam Smith was born in 1723, although his actual birth date is unknown, although he was baptised on 5th June 1723 in Kirkcaldy in Fife. He was the son of Adam Smith, writer to the Signet, and Margaret Douglas, who he'd married in 1720. However, Smith's father died 2 months before he was born. As a result, he was very close to his mother. At the age of 3, the young boy was abducted by Romany, but released when word reached him a rescue was underway. He was educated at the Borough School between 1729 and 1737, where he learned Latin, mathematics and history. When he was 14, he enrolled at the University of Glasgow to study moral philosophy, including metaphysics, logic and natural philosophy, and following this, went on to do a postgraduate course at Balliol College at the University of Oxford. His time there was not stimulating, and once, when he was caught reading David Hume's A Treatise of Human Nature, the book was confiscated and he was punished for reading it. Having suffered from a possible nervous breakdown, he left Oxford in 1746, before the end of his course. In 1748, Smith began public lectures at the University of Edinburgh, and 2 years later met David Hume, sharing very similar ideas and becoming close friends in Enlightenment Edinburgh. In 1751, Smith began teaching logic courses at the University of Glasgow. The following year, he began teaching philosophy and was elected to the Philosophical Society of Edinburgh. In 1753, he became head of moral philosophy at Glasgow. For the next 13 years, he worked as an academic, which was one of the happiest and most rewarding times of his life. In 1759, he published The Theory of Moral Sentiments concerning human morality, and following its publication, the hugely popular volume enticed many foreign students to study at Glasgow. A Doctor of Laws was conferred on him by the university in 1762, but in 1764 he resigned to take up the position of tutor to 18-year-old Henry Scott, the Duke of Buccleuch, and stepson of Charles Townshend, the Chancellor. Smith toured Europe with his young charge, teaching him all the while various subjects, and it was during this time he met Voltaire, Rousseau, and Benjamin Franklin. However, in 1766, Scott's younger brother died in Paris, and Smith's time as tutor came to an end shortly afterwards. He returned home to Kirkcaldy, where he wrote his most famous work, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations, commonly simply referred to as the Wealth of Nations, which was published on 9th March 1776. He argued that free men would work harder, and in return this would produce economic prosperity, not just for the few, but for all. He was conscious of the moral implications of economic decisions made by both businessmen and the government alike, and raised concerns about the inequality he was seeing with the rise of capitalism. He pointed out that a wealthy merchant spending all his money on luxury goods enjoyed a great deal more of the profits from his trade than all the clerks and accountants he employed to carry it out. He advocated for tax policies that would help economic progress, and he was a supporter of supplier and demand. Competition and profitable division of labour would keep prices in line with production costs, and therefore keep rents affordable, wages at a reasonable level, and still good profits for those higher up the chain. This would only work, though, if no special privileges were given, such as those given to the merchants in Glasgow. He called his system perfect liberty, in other words, a self-regulating free market. The first print run of his book ran out in the first 6 months, and within a couple of years it had been translated into a number of different languages. The following year he was elected Fellow of the Royal Society of London. By 1778 he was living in Panmure House in the Canongate in Edinburgh, and held the post of Commissioner of Customs, living off a comfortable salary. He lived with his mother in this house until she died in 1784. In 1783, he was one of the founding members of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. He was also appointed Rector of the University of Glasgow, a post he held from 1787 for 2 years. Smith was described by his contemporaries as rather absent-minded, clumsy, and at times he was known to talk to himself. He was tall, well-built, but not fat, with prominent eyes and a large nose. He also had a prominent lower lip, a slight speech impediment, a nervous twitch, and an unusual gait. Few contemporary images of him are available, as he disliked being drawn or painted. So many of the available images we see today were done after his death from memory. Smith had an extensive library, and shortly before his death he was preparing to publish 2 new treatises, one on law and one on the arts and sciences. Smith once wrote, "Philosophy is the science of the connecting principles of nature. Nature seems to abound with events that appear solitary and incoherent with all that go before them, which consequently disturb the imagination." He went on that philosophy endeavours to introduce order into this chaos of jarring and discordant appearances, to allay this tumult of the imagination, and to restore it, when it surveys the great revolutions of the universe, to that tone of tranquillity and composure, which is both most agreeable in itself and most suitable in its nature. Smith never married, and died at his home on 17th July 1790. He was buried in the Canongate Kirkyard, and following his death all his papers were destroyed, as per his request. He is often referred to as the father of economics, and was the first Scot to appear on an English banknote. A 10-feet-high bronze statue of Smith stands near St Giles on the High Street in Edinburgh, and he is commemorated at the University of Glasgow and in his hometown of Kirkcaldy. There is the Adam Smith Town Trail, and the Adam Smith Theatre was named in his honour. The theatre opened on 11th October 1899, funded by Provost Michael Beveridge, a local manufacturer, who bequeathed £50,000 in his will towards its construction. It was officially opened by industrialist and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.